What's going on, guys? The truth is, stock investing was something I was never really interested in. It was always an afterthought. You hear it on the TV and you change the channel to Nickelodeon or something like that. It was never something I really focused on. But over time, I had some friends that I was working out with, and they'd mentioned that I should get into a TD Ameritrade account. And this was about 2016, roughly around that time. One of the things that was important was like, hey, I would love to do this, but I don't have the money to do it. At least that was my mindset back then, because I didn't really understand stocks, how they work, how to invest, and what to do with my money. Growing up, you were always told save, 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 throw it under the mattress, put it in a piggy bank, put it in the bank. But by 2018, 2017, I got into better work, made a lot more money. I was like, well, hell, I have money to invest now, but I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do it. And I actually need to put all this extra money to use, but I understand that putting it in a savings account isn't going to actually save any money for me, and it's not going to be as beneficial as it would be for me to invest that money. So I looked on TD Ameritrade, and I got on Google, Investopedia, financial education, which Jeremy, that's a great YouTube page, wonderful. He shows you things that you never understand and says it in a way that's entertaining and you actually understand what's going on. A combination of these things allowed me to get an idea of what I wanted to do to make that first step to actually invest some money and do it. So I'm a computer technician, engineering and electronics technician, so I like electronics and I understand them, especially in the IT and computer field. So Intel was one of my first picks, and I personally chose Intel because I knew their roadmaps, I know their future of the company, I know what they're going to do, and I know what they're all about. So that made learning to invest a lot easier for me because I already understand what they do. So I didn't have to learn as much about the company to feel confident in investing long term in them. Because, well, when you invest, you don't want to lose your money. And if the stock goes way down and stays that way, or the stock closes out because the business goes bankrupt, then, well, you're going to lose that money, or you're going to take a loss on that money. And I didn't want to do that. So I learned about Intel, what they were about, and how they worked, and I was like, hey, well, I'm going to buy 4 shares. So I started out with 4 shares as my first buy into the stock market, period. And I was very proud. I was excited about that. So taking that move and making that chance, up on putting my money in wasn't a big deal to me. It was money that I expected. Okay, I'll be okay if I don't get a gain on this. I'm just learning and the ropes and trying to learn everything. TD Ameritrade is a great service. At the time, investing wasn't free. It was about $6.99 per trade. That is no longer existing. It's free now. But getting into stocks was something that was important for me, and using TD Ameritrade helped me a lot because not only am I doing it and learning it, I was also getting taught by the program, because they show you definitions, they give you suggestions on how to use the service and how to make your trades. So that was very important to me. Anywho, investing is very important. A savings account does not make the amount of money that investing can. The return on investment on a savings account is like, a lot of them are maybe at the highest 2-3%. I've seen 4 rarely, at least on the checking side. So it's very hard to get that money to make some money for you. Well, I've been in the market for 3 years and I've invested in various things. I've seen it go down, of course, with the COVID-19 thing, and I've also seen it go way up as well. One of the notions I had was back then that I didn't have enough money, but looking at all the stocks and shares that I could have bought back then at the price they were now to today, man, I could have made bank even not making much more than $700 to $800 a month. I could have still been putting money in, because financial responsibility also goes with how you spend money. It's not about all the money you make, it's also about how you spend the money you have and how you put that money to work. My philosophy was that I want my money to work for me, and I want my money to work for me because I have to work hard for my money. So I don't want my money just sitting there doing nothing. I want that to build up, grow, have something for the future, a rainy day, if I want to build a house, anything, I could put that money towards an investment. So understanding the importance of stock investing was the hardest thing, and this was how I somewhat got into it. But these resources, Investopedia, Google, certain YouTuber videos, a lot of these things together, and also getting in there and doing it are an important way to learn how to stock invest, because it can be so confusing to just hear all these terms just thrown at you from the left and the right. You know, it's like, oh, this market, this trading, the Dow Jones, NASDAQ, all this stuff. I mean, you know, it's just words to you at that point. And you don't truly understand it until you actually get into it and start working with it. Because, you know, when you put that money in there, you ain't trying to lose that money. So that's a motivation to learn. And I'm not saying, you know, go and do a YOLO trade, throw your whole savings account into some stocks. No, not at all. We always suggest 25, you know, 50% cash that you have on the side on a rainy day, put that towards stocks and invest, make good decisions. But hey, at the end of the day, it's something that you just have to get up and go do. Learn step by step. Choose the companies that you have some interest in as a first step, especially when making a portfolio. Don't overbuy stocks. Don't just get into like 50 different stocks, especially as a beginner. Learn the implications of the stock. Learn what causes that stock to swing upward or downward. Learn the financial agreements, how to read the 8 and 4Ks and all the SEC filings, which you can find these things on those websites of those companies you invest in. They release their earnings, their reports, their predictions. If they're not doing so great with their earnings, they sometimes release a plan for the future for why they didn't earn as much money from quarter to quarter, you know, 4 quarters, just like we did in high school. That portion works the same with companies. When you learn these aspects of stock investing and how to make good decisions when you stock invest, it's very important. I've only been stock investing for 3 years now, and I learn something new every day. I learned something new this morning before I started this video up. I know a lot of people are interested in it and actually want to get into the stock market, and that's something that I want to help facilitate and give people the confidence to do, because at the end of the day, we all need to be able to make financial wealth, and we also need to be able to have our money expand in addition to what we work and make. It should be understood that while some very rarely do, the stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a way to put your money to work. Anyway, as far as investing goes, it's a great opportunity to make your money make money for you, and I highly suggest you do it. I just wanted to release this video, of course, with there being a lot of different questions about how I invest or why I invest, and I just wanted to be able to go over that here just a little bit, something that everyone could watch and enjoy and just get that perspective, because we've all got a story. Of course, I'll have this posted out. Maybe it'll be on YouTube, but I'll definitely have it here on Instagram. Any of you guys, if you got any stories, leave them out in some type of comments below. Share your stories, share your ideas. And if you got some other companies that you think I need to look at, let me know something. I'm always looking for suggestions in stocks to invest, and I always share what I'm investing in. Just to give people an idea of what and why I'm doing it, so that you might make that decision that that's a stock that you want to invest in as well. But thanks for being able to tune in, guys. I hope that this video is helpful and gives you a good place to start with your investing and your day trading, if that's what you like to do.